Hey, Dr. Campbell, it's Joyelle, final assignment, super excited. So today I have a session with Gerald. We're going to be doing a relapse prevention, a relapse management session, not prevention, with him. He was a previous client of mine. We made major progress. He struggled with addictions to Percocet after having a really bad car accident. He went through a tough time losing his job and things like that. But over the course of our 5 week session, he managed to be reemployed, started getting out the house more. But then today he's going to come back to see me because he's had a relapse. So I'm going to try to help him walk through what it is using the behavioral chain analysis. So we're hopefully going to be able to roll through a couple of roots of what he's going through and kind of figure out what's going on. My goal with the session is for Gerald to gain awareness of what's triggering in his life, as well as what chain of events happen to crash all together, so he has signals and awareness for future reference of what to stay away from, things to watch out for, to make sure that we don't go back into a state of relapse, so that we continue on a place of sobriety. And I'm hoping also that we'll be able to create kind of a hypothesis of his life. So we'll see what we're able to garner in 10 minutes. Awesome. All right, Gerald, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So, from what I understand, you're here today because we had a relapse recently.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, so let's kind of think back to walk me through when was the actual relapse.
I guess, I was just home by myself.
Mhm.
You know, it's kind of when you are just by yourself, don't really have anybody around you, and you feel lonely, you feel alone, and the accident keeps playing over in my head, and so I wanted to get rid of the thoughts and the anxiety of it, and so I decided to take one because it helped me feel better. So
Okay.
that's why I did.
So let me ask you this, because I know over the last 3 weeks you've been engaging in Narcotics Anonymous. You said you had a sponsor and now you're becoming more social. What's your social life been like recently before the relapse, and what's it like after the relapse?
Well, before the relapse, I was starting to go out more. Started to feel more comfortable going out and not have as much anxiety anymore.
Mhm.
But sometimes when I do hear loud sounds and things like that, it kind of reminds me of the crash. And so it was one of those things where after that, with the medication, and when I started taking it, it just drowned everything else out.
Mhm.
So, and that's kind of the reason why I went back to it, because I don't have any of those thoughts. I don't think about those things, and so when I take it, it doesn't really make me want to really go outside, because I just feel like my mind is very stable, and I feel drowned out from everything else.
Okay. Well, you shared an interesting spot. So, are there any particular settings that you notice? Because you mentioned like the sounds in certain environments. Have you noticed any environments in particular that kind of are triggering for you? Like I can imagine going outside. Like when we talked in your second session, we discussed, like how it's kind of hard just for you to acclimate just being around cars, hearing the sound of cars, or screeching brakes and things like that. But have you noticed like within the weeks following that, there's like any specific places that offer certain sounds that might seem to trigger that behavior?
Usually when I've noticed that when I go to bars,
Mhm.
like say going to bars to just hang out and maybe grab a drink or two just to be outside of the house, because usually I just go, just get a drink and bring it back to the house, put trigger certain nerves of mine. And usually sometimes too when if I want to go to sporting events, that also triggers that in terms of it. And also when I watch movies, a lot of times too when I hear a certain bang, depending. And so it's like, especially when I go to the movie theater to go watch a movie, decide to do that with some friends, or decide to want to even just get out the house to do that, that also triggers that as well.
Okay. So then, the day that you decided to go back to using Percocet, can you walk me through what that day was like for that to turn into your breaking point?
I think it was after a week of just kind of getting the anxiety and tried the bar, and I still felt that, and tried the theater, and then I went to sporting events and everything like that. And so I still feel that kind of way. It makes me get that anxiety, gives me flashbacks. And so when I was home, I kept thinking about those thoughts, and so as I sit home, keep thinking about those experiences while I was out, gave me more anxiety. And so it just kind of put me back to when I was on Percocet, it kind of helped drown all of those things. And so I feel like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should just take one for now, since I'm feeling all this rush of anxiety and these flashbacks. They're all coming at me from different angles, it felt like. And so I feel like, taking one at that moment would kind of help me just to drown them out, and just to, be able to get a level head while I was there by myself alone.
Do you think that there's any connection other than the sounds, which sounds can be triggering, of course, naturally, but do you think that there's any connection to how you got into your car accident? Because if I remember from our first session, when we touched on your accident, it happened the day after you had a big game, after you went semi-pro, and you won the championship, and you were heading out to celebrate. Do you think that that has any connection with you having anxiety with going out now? Like, do you feel like there might be an underlying fear of you going outside and having the time equated with getting into a car crash that could be triggering as well?
I think that does have somewhat to play with that, and again, I'm not quite sure, but again, the thought of me just getting behind the wheels is scary enough for me, and then, so especially this last week, there was a couple times where I was very hesitant to get in my car and drive, and the only reason why I had to do it because I needed groceries, and I had to go out and get it, and it wasn't a walking distance, because I would have walked, and even at that, so it was kind of hard to get behind the wheels. And so every time I do, it's like, even when I hear a hunk, it's like it always almost like brings back a flash and like a flashback, and kind of makes me stiff a little bit, because for some reason it's like every time I hear it, certainly like like a horn or screech of a tire, it just kind of brings back that flashback and those memories, and for me it's one of the things that I'm still having a tough time doing.
Okay, Gerald. So, because our session's coming to an end, here's what I want you to consider, and I just want to see if you're game for it, because I know you like to take risks sometimes. But since I see that you're still having a hard time adjusting to swinging back into your life as far as driving and things like that, what I would like to try in your next session is like a little activities. So we take baby steps. So the next time you come, we're not even going to touch your real car. Matter of factly, for your homework, I want you to have a friend drive you to the session. So that way you're relaxed when you get here. And we're going to have the activities actually set up in here, kind of like a simulator. And we're going to kind of walk through the process of getting in the car, even like maybe have a couple of noises in the background, just to get you to kind of zone in the moment of what you feel in that very moment. So we can kind of identify a little deeper. What do you think about that?
I'm definitely willing to try that.
Okay.
As of right now, anything that will help me to get over that, because I feel like it's to a point where it's starting to affect my daily routine and my daily life.
Absolutely.
And so I'm willing to try anything that would help to overcome it.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna let you go and see Susan, and she'll schedule for your next appointment. How about that?
Okay, thank you.